Good afternoon. Coaching manifests itself in different ways. For over 20 years, or for almost 20 years, Pop has provided the Spurs organization with our vision and a clarity of purpose. As players, coaches, and staff, he's put us in a position to be successful. Through his hard work, he's taught us the importance of pounding the rock. For everybody who's been a part of our team, he's been a mentor and a friend, all constantly stressing that the real rewards in our job come from caring for each other and trusting each other. Coaching's a difficult profession, but Pop loves doing it. The challenges of this season have been unique for all 30 coaches and their teams. Pop and his staff have done a terrific job molding a group of inexperience and experience into a team that we're all proud to be a part of, at the same time developing relationships that will last our players a lifetime. It's an honor for all of us that he's coached to see Pop recognized as the 2012 NBA Coach of the Year.
Thanks, Ars. Of course, it goes without saying that to be singled out among so many wonderful coaches in our league is a very humbling experience and quite an honor. When I think of all the guys that did a great job this year, just trying to name them all is difficult, but you think of the guys, you know, like Tom Thibodeau and what he's done, Frank Vogel and Scotty Brooks, Larry Drew in Atlanta. These guys have been special. Other coaches have had to worry about injuries and manage situations like Lionel Hollins and Doc Rivers and done a fantastic job. And a lot of people who don't get recognized, people like Ty Corbett and Mike Brown who took over for legends. How many of us would like to take over for Jerry Sloan or Phil Jackson? Those are tough situations. Some coaches who aren't in the playoffs who did a wonderful job, but because of injury or circumstances not under their control, didn't work out, like Amani Williams or Alvin Gentry, Rick Edelman in Minnesota. It goes on and on. And so when you realize how many guys did a great job, again, I'm very humbled to be selected. I also know full well that all these guys behind me, along with RC obviously, should be accepting this award. Our program starts with our ownership, with Peter Holt and his group. They set a tone for all of us, and I'm the beneficiary of their talents and all the talents of these individuals. RC's management staff, with Danny Ferry and Dennis Lindsay and Sean Marks, have been uncanny. RC and I have been together for a long time, as most people know, and his judge of talent and ability to put people on the floor has been absolutely mind-boggling in some ways. Some of the guys that he's come up with that have turned out to be wonderful players for us. So that's been important. Our coaches, you know, led by Mike Budenholzer, who's been my right-hand man and who knows the program better than I do. I'd be lost without him. Donnie Newman, Brett Brown, the other guys on the bench that argue with me daily and tell me when I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Guys like Jacques Vaughn and Chad Forcier and Chip Englund, who's at the hospital right now with their second child being delivered. Those guys develop our players and have made the program special. So you can see with all these people that that's what it's about. And I am the beneficiary. I'm the guy that's going to get the award, but it's really not mine. It belongs to everybody. So thank you very much.
So raise your hands for questions. I have a mic.
Tim Duncan said not too long ago that he thought this is the best job of coaching that you have done since he's been here, which is most of your tenure. A, what does that mean to you? And B, do you agree with it?
Timmy just wants to get minutes. He wants more minutes because I've held his minutes back his whole career, so he's just trying to ingratiate himself. I'm saving that group for last. The players that I'm having the privilege to coach have been incredible, and the fact that they allow me to coach them the way I coach them surprises me almost on a daily basis. It's a great group of people who I always say have gotten over themselves. They come to practice, they play the game, we win, we lose, we go home, and they do it wonderfully. And Timmy is the guy that's in charge of all that. You know, he sets the tone on the floor for our players, and our success, although all of us have a part of it here, those are the guys that get it done. And they're the most important part of what we do, and they've done it wonderfully. And as I said, win or lose, they do it with class, and they do it the right way.
As the players change and years go by, everybody talks about the Spurs way and Pop's way. Can you define that? What does that mean when they say that?
Well, you know, that's probably overblown, I'm sure. You know, when you win, a lot of things get attributed to you that you shouldn't get full credit for, and the opposite. You know, when you lose, you get blamed for a lot of things you probably shouldn't be blamed for. So I think we've just been blessed with people who understand their priorities and are very team and community oriented. And our organization has also been blessed, as I've said many times, with incredible good fortune. If you can draft David Robinson and follow that up with Tim Duncan, that's a couple of decades of very, very possible success unless you just screw it up. So it's hard to take credit when circumstances have gone your way so consistently. And there are a lot of people who have been in circumstances that have not been in their favor who would be just as successful in this situation but just didn't have the opportunity. So we don't pay too much attention to that. I guess it sounds good and it's better than the alternative, but we don't dwell on it very much.
Gregg, you and RC have been together for a long time. How integral has it been, that relationship, and allowing this organization to not just continue to win, but to evolve as the game changes and bring in players, but also stay consistent the entire time?
Well, it's been of paramount importance because in any you know, professional organization, and I'm sure the same goes for college, just with different titles, and probably high school also, you know, that synergy between ownership and management and coaching staff and players has to click. And in many organizations, it doesn't on one level or another. Because of our relationships here, it's clicked for us for a long period of time, and RC's been at that from the very beginning, as far as, you know, making sure that the pieces fit and finding the pieces in the first place.
This has been an interesting season. Everybody has said that your guys' depth is one of the big reasons you've been so successful this year, yet at the same time, because of the lockout, you weren't able to have much practice time. How were you able to incorporate all the young guys, the mix, without much practice time, and was that the plan, or did it just kind of happen on the fly and you guys went with that as the season developed?
Well, I think every, you know, NBA team had the same problem as far as developing some rookies, bringing in some free agents, rounding out their teams, not having the practice time. And we all tried to just grab moments whenever we could. I don't think we're very different from anyone else, but I think the leadership this year from Tony and Manu and Tim has been spectacular. They've really set a tone. They were very committed. And as I said, you know, win or lose, they've done everything they could to try and make this team feel comfortable and welcome the new people. And there are some surprises. As I've said before, we didn't even know if Danny Green was going to make our team in the beginning. And, you know, he's been starting for us for a very long time now.
Hey, Pop, how much
philosophy this year with the lockout, and how difficult was that to be able to kind of not do things like you might traditionally wanted to do?
Well, we haven't really changed our philosophy in the sense of what we think wins and what we want to emphasize. The pace was a little bit different and probably had to be a little bit more simple. Less is more is a big motto for us this year because you can't get in everything that you'd like to get in. We've become a little bit more of an offensively oriented team as we evolve. But other than that, you know, the principles that we live by are the things that we think that we should pay attention to have all remained the same.
Now, the last 8 guys who won this award have not won a championship. Are you ready to kick that door down?
You know, I
Thanks,
don't.
friend.
There's always a rotten apple in the group. Do we have security? Can security get him out of here? No, no, I'm not going to answer it. No. We'll let that one go. It was funny, though. It was funny.
Congratulations to Pop and to all the guys behind you.